introduce yourself. How about we start with Belmore?
Right. Well, I am. Well, my character is Fire Makes Way for New Growth She Shield. Is
That's the name.
Yes. I come from a. I come from a faction of Erastilo worshippers. Far more focused on well, our prey of choice is demons. This is a long family tradition, upheld for many a generation. And well, they were slightly shocked when I was born with a well, ashen skin and flaming eyes, but you know, they just figured it was the flames of the fervor that the cause for this, and since no demonic taint was found, I was mostly accepted.
Nice.
Fine.
Just a regular person taint.
Yeah.
All right. BK Mon is here. What are you looking at?
My character is Kariel. He's an ASMR oracle, and essentially, like, he worked at a church for a very long time, like, mostly custodian stuff, helping out around there, and then, like, it was attacked, and he basically swore that he would go and fight the demons that had done this to the place where he essentially grew up.
Kick him in the hecky, as they say.
No pew pew magic, pew pew.
Mm.
Cool. Cool, kids. Cool. You're in Cannabis. And Armasa is coming. It's a great feast. A celebration that lasts a whole week. No, ain't that just radical? It's for scholars, it's for the priests, it's for everyone, really. There will be jousting matches and other things. Right now, well, you're in a dark hole and your head hurts like hell. You're pretty sure your ears got blown out because for the first few moments there's just ringing. There's smoke. If you can see in the darkness, that is. If you can't, there's just the dryness of the air. Ugh. The feeling of sandy stuff under your hands. And eventually, one of you or someone is going to call out like, "Who is there?" Cool. Fire makes way, can tell, thanks to the smoke that obscures his vision after a little while, that he is indeed underground, for there is a rocky ceiling overhead.
Hello?
Yes. I'm over here.
I'll stumble towards, well, the noise through the smoke.
Cariel, someone has grabbed onto your arm.
I'm just going to immediately
It's
activate my halo so I can see everything. Just
everyone is dazed for a moment, dazzled and dazed as the bright light shines through the smoke. Well, dust. It's all dust. It's all debris. You're in a natural cave, and I can finally reveal your immediate surroundings. Oh wait, that's not gonna work. There we go. Cutting out some area.
snip.
There's a spider corpse here.
Ah.
A lot of debris. There's wooden shrapnel. There's just a lot of debris around from wood and all that. Your head's still hurt. There appear to be 3 other people here. Other than you. Oh wait, we forgot to have Minna do an introduction because Minna's been so quiet that I forgot they exist. That's my
Excellent
fault.
sneak.
That's my fault. I'm like, I'm half asleep, so my brain is like not fully working. Mina,
Safi, roll perception, quick. See if Mina's here.
Okay, so my character is Tulon. She's a dwarf that kind of gave up using a family name because of having been exiled from her ancestral home somewhere. Honestly, it was her family that could disown her, but well, she was quite young at the time. So she mostly spent out her recent years eking out an existence somewhere around Mandiv, live in the wilds, working as a bounty hunter.
radical. I got a question. What background traits from the player's guide did everyone pick, if any?
When touched by divinity.
Ah.
God likes you very much.
Give you a smooch in your sleep. Belmore?
Child of the Crusade.
Awesome. That's radical.
And exposed to awfulness, in my case.
Nice. Alright then, kids. Alright. You're all in the room, as I mentioned. This isn't someone's basement or anything. This is like a natural cavern cave. It may have been dug out, but erosion must have cleaned off all the signs of it over the years, if that's the case. There is a giant spider over here, however, and there's 3 other people, as I mentioned. One of them, this guy over here, is buried under debris.
Oh no.
And he looks, and his eyes look really bad. Like he's got a big gash over his face. The lady that was grabbing onto Cariel, her leg is under a rock and doesn't look to be in a good place. And the final one, who you start to realize has been complaining this whole time, but he sounds kind of like a droning bee more than he does a person, is this guy, who is a fancy-dressed nobleman. By goodness me, I can't believe that all this would happen. I am completely battered and bruised. And now I'm on the ground too. They should have someone who brought a light source with them. Ugh. Ugh.
Oh. I brought torches.
I'm going to like try and help the person near me, like get the rock off their leg and heal them a bit. It's like, try and.
Do you have any heal skill?
I should do.
Then roll me your healy bits.
1 second.
Hmm.
I need to remember where the button is. Do I just click on the thing? Do just click on the word. Also have a healer's kit as well, which I think gives +2 to that.
It doesn't take
Doesn't
much
matter.
to know that someone's leg is very much in a broken state. Like, she's going to need a crutch, maybe a splint, and a lot of very strong healing magic to get over that.
Well, all your crutches and split needs, there's a dead spider over there.
There's also a lot of
It's a
debris
life
around.
spider.
Alright, Fire. You are standing next to a guy who is half buried under stuff and looks like he doesn't seem to see anything because he doesn't acknowledge your presence in any meaningful way.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Hmm.
What is all this on top of me?
Looks to be...
Rocks mostly.
Yes. Stone.
Can someone light something?
Not sure if it'll help you out, bud.
Some bad news about your eyes.
What are you saying? Underground,
At any
it's
rate-
just dark. Light a torch.
Yeah.
I do in fact light a torch.
Well,
We have light, but I'm unfortunate to say that you might not be able to see it.
preposterous. I can't lose my eyesight. How am I supposed to read my spellbook like this? You suddenly hear like,
Difficulty, I would assume.
as you do this, Fancy Pants over is like, I'm the one who requires the most assistance out of all of you here. Look at me. I'm dusty, I'm battered and bruised. He's standing up fine, so take that with however you want.
Do my paladin senses tingle in here.
In what sense? What are you sensing?
Presence of evil within 60 feet, in general sense.
Nothing evil in the room, unless one of the PCs happens to be evil.
Oh.
These are all not terrible people.
Yeah. Alright. We should be good for now. Try to dig this unfortunate person out from under all this stone, then.
You managed to remove most of the rocks and debris. Luckily, the majority of it is like dirt and some cobblestone. It's not like a big boulder crushed his leg on the way down or something. So, he seems to be okay, other than the fact that he can't see anything. He dusts himself off. He is like, shall we say he's low HP? He does look like very much pale and beaten and bruised, but he's doing better than, well, he's carrying himself better than this guy's at the very least.
Alright.
Well then, I'll just assume you're all having a nice laugh at me. What's the situation? Who else is here?
I assure you that no one is laughing here. Seem to be in a cave.
So what are we doing in a cave? Weren't we on the surface just... whatever. Wait. I think I remember someone with a big fiery whip. I was going to teach him a lesson. Where is he? Did you see anyone with a fiery whip?
I do not remember so.
It'll be so dark here.
Cariel, are you going to try to provide some sort of, like, splint or something to help out with that leg problem?
Yeah, I want to like help them as best I can.
Let's see. What's your heal modifier? It is a 4. Anyone here practicing the art of healing?
Me.
What's your heal modifier?
6.
Then you can take 10 on this, which I recommend doing.
Sure, we'll do.
You take some time to fashion a splint together, so that at the very least this lady can stand on one leg and hop along with you. Well then, what a nice bunch we got. Oh, by the way, my name, I'm Anavira Tirabade. What a weird name. So, who is everyone else here?
I am Cariel, and my companions are Toulon, the one helping you, and almost character's name is way too long to fit in the actual character list.
That's why I shortened it to Fire.
Yeah. Fire makes way for new growth Shesiot. Is that how it's pronounced?
And,
Sure.
And those two fine fellows over there, the elf tries to speak up, but the human's like, I am Horgus Gworm, of a very rich and noble family, and if you'll be so kind to get me out of this situation, your reward will be great. I am Aravashniol. You may have heard of my exploits, but if you haven't, I can't exactly blame you. I'm not one of those types of adventuring people. Now then, since you seem to be able to see around here, perhaps you can point me to where we should be going, as in an exit.
It's looking like from here there are 2 ways out, as far as we can see. Over there and over there. Unless you want to... Can we, like, see where we fell in from? Or,
this is where you fell in from, and a lot of it's covered up. There seems to be even a large statue, like, sticking out. There's just, like, a head in the top of a spear that pokes out of a big pile of rocks and dirt. And that's a demon. A corpse of a demon, at least.
Oh, well, it's better than a regular demon.
Poke him with a stick. Eh.
I'd rather not. I'd like him to stay there and stay dead. Looks like we're not getting out the way we came in.
We
At the
could try
very least,
digging,
no
but
one...
I don't think it's safe up there.
Yeah. Guess we're just gonna have to maneuver our way through here and see if we can find an exit.
That's the spirit. Well, we got a spider between us and the exit. Although it hasn't seemed to move since we woke up. By the way,
Could
Carol,
probably get the
how much
jump
light
on.
does your halo emit?
Hang on, what did it say? It's... I'm not sure. I assume just the same amount as the light cantrip. I assume that makes sense. So that's like...
Oh, you're an Azimar.
Yeah.
Oh, hecky. What a cool halo. Halo, spell-like ability. Oh, yes, it does in fact not specify that it uses the light. God, it's so dumb. Ugh, here we go.
I'll just assume it's...
So it's
like
20
light.
and then another 20.
Yeah, 2020.
Bam.
Got 2020 vision, baby.
This is so yes, the spider is within the normal light. The spider does seem to be writhing now that Toulon gets a bit closer.
Oh, hi again, Belmore. Welcome back.
Yep.
Belmore.
Yep.
There's a spider between you and the exit, and the way you think you came in is like completely collapsed.
Mm. Yes. Lots of luck.
Oh. By the way, since our good friend Toulon was actually like looking around for splints and stuff, I completely forgot there are some things you will pick up along the way.
Including splints.
The things you find are minor artifacts. Something that most people would know about. You find 3 of these. Which one they are, you can all roll me a 1d4. Oh wait, that can't be any duplicates. So... no. Oh. Never mind that.
Okay.
Cario, you have a skill of skilled weaponry. Or at least there is one skill of skilled weaponry. There's one of resistance, and there's one of, well, disguise. So if you've need of any of those, you have an item that does that for you now.
Interesting.
Yes. Excuse me, my as I said, my brain's a bit revving up. Alright then.
Alright.
What's the plan, kids? You got a spider between you and the other place. And there are 2 passages you can take even if you get past the spider.
Well, we're going to have to, you know, probably fight the spider, or at the very least go around it. But with, like, everyone injured, I would rather not have that thing behind us if we were to move forward.
Good.
So just kind of, like, signal to the non-combatants to get behind us, and we'll deal with the spider.
Tira seems to have her a bow with her, so she can provide some backup.
Oh,
Good thinking. You'll want to follow through Pharaohs first.
I'll also pull out my longbow.
Oh, excellent. Who's going to stand in front then?
I'll be at the ready. Take out my great axe.
Well, who's going to touch it? Well,
Step.
the writhing mass is rather disgusting until you notice that the cause of it is a bunch of giant maggots.
Ugh.
Oh, great.
They wiggle around a bit when they notice someone is near. And then they start wiggling out of there. Hungry for a bite.
Ah.
Wiggle,
I hate this
wiggle.
place already.
Who doesn't?
Ugh.
Initiative. And initiative. Roll me some initiative, please.
Yep.
What the heck's going on my roof? I keep hearing like tippity taps, like rain, or like feeties.
Oh. Bird or cat, maybe.
Bika, your initiative. Thank you. Wow. Fire 28. Everyone else 10.
Yeah. Good.
Go for it. Fire. The maggots are like crawling out, and they got their big old hungry maws coming right at them.
Squishy, squishy.
Yeah, that's well within the range. Point back range. Well, there's the one closest to us. That's me. No. Get +1 on attack and damage for being within
Really close, yes.
30 feet. And miss.
And we're off to a great start, ladies and gentlemen.
These things have like 9 AC, but even still, you hit the spider, which is providing some decent cover, so to speak. Toulon, there are 2 big wormy boys coming right at you.
Still feeling a bit croaky.
Chop.
You chop one of them straight down the middle. The other one wiggles. It goes in for a nibble. But these are vermin. They're not fighting creatures.
Itty bittiest nibble.
Yeah, they're baby. Leave them. Oh, they can regurgitate, whatever that means.
That means vomit.
I know.
Hooray!
You hit him for just one. You hear the soft,
juicy one.
you hear a soft squishy noise, like squish. The arrow undulates in its flesh fire.
Okay. Not second try.
Toulon, you start to notice that the maggot is going to regurgitate something on top of you.
Well, if it's pointful, I could move before I attack, but
Yes.
I think I would just attack.
You can attack and then move.
Yeah.
It's a giant maggot. It's not that fast.
Oof.
Who needs it, though? You take a good chunk of the spider with it. And the room grows quiet once more. Your allies cheering for you.
Right.
Because you're able to do your job good. Of making the infirm safe.
Hey, count them 2 maggots.
What happened? This not seeing thing is very inconvenient.
It's a dead spider. Couple of big maggots crawled out of it.
Lovely.
Wait.
So
Just kind of be glad you didn't see it.
what are our options in terms of travel?
It seems like we have... looks to be a path to the northeast and a path to the southeast.
Let's take southeast. That sounds safer to me. As they say, east is beast.
I do
Both of
remember
them
that
are east.
saying.
Oh, whoa, what's going on?
Alright. You 3 clump together into a safety ball and start rolling out.
Oh, these strange people with their strange customs. I can't believe that you were with fire people at all. How do we know that fire person isn't a demon? Look at him. Got all the makings of one.
Look,
Good.
fire's good.
Yes.
Give him the
Fire
context.
glimpses.
All right, so north-south. Are you going to follow this guy's snappy remark, or?
I mean, might as well. I don't have a preference either way.
You can roll perception, and perhaps you can sense something down the hallways.
I have a preference that I roll perception and also I hand off the torch and just say that it'll scout ahead.
Go ahead. You listen in on the hallways to north and south. So give me that perception check. As a dwarf, you are well familiar with the sounds of cockroaches. There's some to the north. The south is empty, however. No sounds there.
Then I'll scout ahead alone. I handed my torch off to fire, so I can sneak without being a big glowy spot.
You enter into a...
Navigating.
Thank you.
Bummer, go ahead.
I was just thanking for the fire.
Yeah.
Always be thankful when you are handed fire. Well, that's a personality trait. You enter into a small room. There is a large... it's a large room, and there's a narrow fissure at the top where a crack of light peeks through. You notice that this small section here is an unusually high up ledge. There seems to be something sticking out, something manufactured.
It
However-
seems safe this way.
Oh,
However,
Oh, I have nothing to add.
oh, well, that's this way then. Call out to the NPC blob.
Gonna ignore whatever's on that ledge?
no,
I mean-
I'm just going to wait until some taller people want to check it out.
It's taller than that. Someone's gonna have to climb up there.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
No one here got climbing muscles?
I got muscles just not climbing ones.
Not really, but I can give it a shot. So what's this thing here? Looks interesting.
You can roll me a climb check if you want to get up there.
Hey.
The rock's extremely slippery.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, you just kind of slip down partway through. But you don't hurt yourself on the way down, luckily. Did you find an exit? Why are you climbing on that wall?
Toulon pointed out there's something about it.
Ah.
Is there any kind of outcropping could be lassoed up there?
If you're going to lasso, you might as well try to lasso whatever the thing's attached to. It looks like a strap. Like from a bag.
Hey, I can do that.
Alright. Whoever wants to lasso can roll me an attack roll. If provided that they have the rope and needs to actually make a lasso.
Okay, better yet, I have a net.
Nice. Well, it's easy enough.
Touches.
Mhm.
I haven't yet put it into my character sheet, so
Just
roll.
roll me some ranged. I mean, you're trying to hit a backpack, so 10 is all you need.
Yeah.
The weights at the end of the net catch on. It takes a bit of work, but eventually, a backpack falls down.
Oh.
Who catches it? Who's ready to catch it?
Well, I guess I was standing in position.
Fire sort of reflects like, oh wait, someone's supposed to... Ugh! And you catch it. You hear the clinging of glass and the shuffling of arrows. It's also an extremely well-made backpack. A masterwork backpack, in fact.
Hey, I have one of those.
They're worth a pretty penny, and they make it easier to carry things. Additionally, if you take a peek inside, what do you find other than trail rations? 10 of them. A flint and steel, some caltrops, 2 flasks of oil, a bundle of 12 arrows, and 2 potions.
Are the potions labeled?
Unfortunately not.
Well. Do any of you use arrows?
I've got a crossbow, so
Anivia is like, I only have 3 left, so if I could have a few more, I wouldn't have to be so precise with my shots.
Ah, yes. I hand her the 12 arrows.
Excellent. Anything else you found? Found any magical things in there?
2 potions of some sort.
Give them here. The elf holds out his hand. Make grabby gestures.
Alright.
I'm a well-renowned wizard. I know these things. Don't worry. Just going to... How mundane. Lesser restoration. And cure light wounds. With a very peculiar taste. I think someone tried to salt this. Ugh, maybe it's just the blood in my mouth. I don't know. Yeah, take them. You're the ones risking your lives around here.
Alright.
I'd much rather that you die instead of me anyway. I'm the one that's me.
Aren't we all?
Alright.
Exactly.
How about you, Toulon, take the Cure Light Wounds potion?
Sure.
Did risk your life after all.
I'm scouting ahead.
Do either of you want this masterwork backpack? It's nice.
Sure, why not? I'll carry some things. I might as well make myself a little bit useful. Or just holds out his hand and is like, I'll carry some load.
Oh, alright. There's some caltrops in there. Oil.
Horgus understands that if he doesn't do something, like he knows enough about adventures that the best way to get killed is to make the adventurers pissed off at you.
Well then. Have what's left in there.
Excellent. Toulon, you take a look ahead. You see more things that are like angling upwards. There's a passage off to the left going northwest and a passage to the east.
Well, I'm going to presume I would hear cockroaches if I looked left.
You actually just straight up see the cockroaches.
Yeah.
They're not being very stealthy. They also don't seem to notice you.
Good. Careful back there.
Oh, that reminds me, I should probably include a handout for this. Because I need an XP tally.
Okay. Signal for the three back there to move forwards.
All right, they follow along, essentially within the bright light as much as they can. Except, of course, for the one guy who's mostly just following whoever's noisy. With the light shining down the passage to the right, you can see a bit further ahead. It seems to open up into a passage eventually.
Be careful of the vermin.
Let me see.
As you make your move, the vermin, the roaches, start skittering. Their tremor sense is tickled by the presence of living beings.
I guess.
You're dealing with someone who has who eventually has to pass by with like a splint and all. So while the roaches didn't notice you, they are eventually going to notice Horgus, the loud one, and out of Ashniel, the blind, who bumps into the walls occasionally.
Amazing.
I know. So you have an option. You can either try to scare them off by just, making yourself threatening in some fashion, or you can just straight up give him a kick. Just make him scurry off by being dead. It's your call.
How do you
Certainly try and spook them.
Also, the room they're coming from is like full of junk, like random knickknacks. Most particularly, Does anyone here have a particular eye for jewelry?
Not particularly. Don't have much praise.
No, I'm just saying, does your character, does their eye get caught by shinies?
I think I still have my Dwarven Greed. I think.
In that case, you would have definitely noticed that there's a very interesting, unique, shiny brooch. What a weird word it is. There's a weird brooch where the boys are hanging out. It's a very distinctive design. Anyway, how do you wish to handle these cockroaches?
I would imagine they wouldn't want to meet 6 people.
I'm waving my torch in the general direction.
Neat. You can roll me animal handling or intimidate to see if this dissuades these greedy boys that are chomping on like rope.
Oh, there's animal handling to be rolled? Okay.
Or intimidate.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I could intimidate or.
Oh, these are but baby roaches. You can try to make them go away and approach to take some things out of the junk pile that might be useful. Or you can just, make them not attack you. What do you wish to try?
Well, there's some freshly cooling corpses over in the other room. Maybe they would like to go investigate these.
Alright. You scare them off. Skidda, skidda, skidda. Skidda, skidda, skidda. Ugh. This small cavern appears to be some sort of campsite now to get a better look at it. The junk is probably just a consequence of the roaches moving around so much. There's a little bit of rope. There's some candles. And of course that brooch you saw.
Hooray. Guess we'll pick it up.
This quaint
I
brooch.
say, I say, marvelous work with those vermin there.
Don't mention.
I won't then.
It's quite a quaint brooch. It is a bat perched on a mushroom, and its eyes are tiny amethysts. This is worth quite a bit of money, if you can find someone to buy it, which underground is kind of difficult. In the meantime,
Something to do when we get out.
Fire and the gang are greeted by the hissing of an angry serpent that's up on a ledge, overlooking a small passage that goes off into more endless tunnels.
Wow. It's a fine
So
place.
there's nothing else over in this room.
In the room you're in, as I said, there are the candlesticks. There's a torn up bedroll, a bent fishhook, 10 feet of rope, and that brooch. Otherwise, everything seems to have been. It's just like a very torn up tent. If you want scrap cloth, you can get it, but.
Yeah, doesn't sound overly interesting.
The
Candles. Huh.
The cave viper on the ledge is starting to hiss, protecting its territory.
Okay. Well, I'm waving my torch in its general direction now. Try to, stay there.
You want to roll with some intimidate or animal handling?
Yes. See how this goes. Does it?
Badly.
Do you think you have it under control because it backs off at first? And then, before you well and truly understand that it is, because there's a fire between you and it, it sort of leaps at you to try and snap at you. While it's leaping at you, you can't help but notice that this creature seems to be already a bit injured. But if it gets lucky, so are you. You are flat-footed as it bites into you with a sort of a charging leap. Cool.
Well,
I thought I wrote down the
14.
poison. I thought I wrote down the poison, but I didn't.
so I take 3 damage.
Ouch, and potential poison. So roll me that fortitude save.
Yes.
You avoid the con damage. There's now a viper like biting into you.
Ah.
What is your plan? Beat it up?
I have a flaming torch in my hand, so
All right.
it gets the torch.
You torch it. The viper lets out a screech and slithers off into a crevasse if you let it.
Yes, I'm not going to chase after a random animal.
Ugh. A bite stings. Ugh.
Away with you.
Excellent. Excellent. Up ahead is more tunnel, without any twists or turns. Let's move
Maybe
on.
you
then.
should let me scout ahead, huh?
Sure.
Yes.
Scouting on
yeah.
ahead, your fine friend representing. You make your way down, and some friendly conversation tries to happen, but it's pretty clear everyone's still a little bit awkward about everything. As you move along, however, your memory starts to bleed back into your brain.
Oh.
So that means I get to read the one read aloud that I'm interested in reading, because it sets up the situation. Our Masse officially began at noon with the blessing of the festival by Lord Holrun himself, ruler of Kenabris. The crowd gathered in the Clidwell Plaza quieted as the aged Inquisitor took the stage, clad in shining, resplendent armor. Ugh, they have something with the word resplendent. He cleared his throat, but just as he was about to speak, finger high in the air, a bright light shone from the west, as if the sun were rising from the wrong direction. Holrun's shadow fell huge, was distorted across the cathedral's facade. A moment later, the sound of a thunderous explosion ripped through the air and earth, with a violent tremor accompanying it. To the west, the fortress known as the Kite, the location of the Kenabris Wardstone, had vanished. In its plain, a brilliant plume of red fire, lightning, and smoke erupted into the heavens. It's like a volcano just blew up. A moment later, a powerful roar accompanied by a welcome sight. Oh, what? A moment later, a powerful roar accompanied a welcome sight rising from the crowd. Kenabris' greatest guardian, the ancient silver dragon Terendilov, who had, until that moment, been attending the opening ceremony disguised as a human. I'm pretty sure that doing that in the middle of a crowd is very dangerous. Just turning into a big dragon. But alright, I guess it was best. Above, another form had appeared, as nightmarish as the dragon was breathtaking. A humanoid creature, a humanoid shape, 3 times the size of any man, which can code in fire and lightning, gripped a flaming sword and whip. The creature's identity was immediately obvious. That is... Oh my god, these names. Koror Manzadev, the Storm King of the World Wound. You come! Gosh, it's like Christmas with Santa Claus, except he's a demon. I'm pretty sure that Santa Claus is a devil, considering the deals he makes. As the ground continued to shake and disgorge demons into the streets, what a bunch of new friends we're about to make. The dragon and Baelor Lord clashed above. The battle was over in a harrowing few moments, as the Baelor cut deep into Terendilov's body and was very ready to start kicking dragon butt. And there you go. The Titanic duo spiraled into the crowd, which, as you can imagine, causes a bit of a stir. The sight of the dragon smashing into the facade of the Cathedral of St. Clidwell is one no witness would ever forget. In fact, you kind of feel your heart sink, your blood shiver in ice, and there's this realization of, oh boy. At that moment, a Titanic erupted from the far end of the plasma, because we need more friends, reducing several buildings to ruins as it smashed into this world. Hi. The rift it had created shot across the plaza, as in there's now a giant chasm in the middle of a busy town square. That's how you ended up on the ground. And at this time, there was no escape. It opened right below your feet, angling away into darkness. Even as you fell, the dragon noticed your plight. Ooh. Though she saw death standing over her, she seized this chance to save a few more souls. She uttered some words, pulled out a bleeding talon, and as you fell down, your fall was slowed by magical magic. Ooh. Featherfall. How nice. Yet the fall remained as inexorable as you drifted downward into the death. The last thing you saw was a Storm King standing over the dragon, giving it a good old-fashioned cleaving right through the neck.
Oof.
And then the rift started to close up again, and you were in darkness. Boop.
Well, that
Well.
sucks.
Well, crap.
Very crap.
And then we found some scales from that very dragon.
Yep.
Yeah,
On the plus side,
that does explain the scales.
on the plus side, it does help explain why your legs aren't broken.
Hmm.
Well, most of us.
Most of us, yes. All right. As a result of the fact you have someone with a broken leg with you, oh, Cave Viper, please go away. You're not a part of this party.
Go away, Cave Viper.
You eventually end up at a fork in the road, with no real
Viper,
distinction
no
between
Viper.
either. You follow one to its logical end point, and end up in front of a strange sight indeed. By the way, for all intents and purposes, this is like about 30 minutes later.
Hmm.
You've been walking
whole
through
bunch
the
of-
tunnels for a while. There are a lot of like chasms that go up, but none you could either scale or really fit through. It's very awkward. But eventually you find a small building. That's quaint.
What is a building doing this far underground?
It looks like a shrine.
Maybe it fell down with us. Like us.
Does it look in bad shape? Like, you know, we had magic cast on us that we didn't die. A whole building would, like, be obliterated mostly.
This building actually looks like it was built specifically here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We have a paladin on board, right?
Yes.
Your
Hello.
paladin gut senses are tingling.
Oh.
This is a place that has been defouled.
Ugh. I sense evil.
Great.
Anyone with knowledge of religion might be able to figure out what's going on here.
Huh? Well, maybe.
Cariel. You think that some of the symbology you're seeing here might be Torag? The father of creation, you know? This might be a reason why it's built so low.
A Dwarven shrine.
Yes, that's why it's underground. Kind of strange to
Okay.
see it in such a shape, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes more sense. Hmm. I was thinking of a...
There's a,
well,
s-
never mind.
there's a stone door off to the side if you wish to enter the building. Otherwise, you can go back to the junction you came from a bit ago and just move on your way.
Well, might as well check it out. If it's been defiled, I feel a need to, undefile it.
Like, if I've
Indeed.
been told, then
You see a stone door. It appears to be jammed a bit, so it will take some effort to pull it open.
that's fine. I have strength.
There we go. You enter into a small antechamber. A stone bench lines the southern wall, and at the far end is a stone pedestal with water in it. It's one of the basins that priests make holy water in.
Hmm.
As your compatriots follow along, it is Anivia, who has a heart-sinking feeling, and starts to look a little bit more. I need to take a moment to rest, if we can. Is that all right?
Yeah, by all means.
We're not going to wait on this lady. Olga starts complaining once more. He's been complaining the whole way. Well, on and off. He's getting better at it, at the very least. This lady is slowing us down. We're going to end up in deeper trouble with her. Look, she forces us to move at a very slow pace. She keeps limping around, and she hasn't done anything so far. At least I'm carrying some supplies, and, I have a reward for you. What's this lady got?
2 arms and a bow.
She's shot with a single shot.
She has just as much reason to live as you do. We're not abandoning anybody.
What? Aniva tries to speak up. You've never been impressed by faith, have you? Ugh. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is not a temple. This is not worship. This is an old shed in someone's backyard. The two of them start bickering like children.
Now, children, let's not be fighting here.
You're going to have to use some proper skill checks to defuse the situation, as the two of them look very like.
Okay.
Well, good thing we have Cariel and her diplomacy. It's non-terrible.
You know.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Actually succeeded at this one, huh?
Basically, like putting a hand on each other's shoulders. Just calm the hell down. We're going to be sorting this out. We'll all get out of here just fine, even if it takes a while.
Additionally, since you rolled a 21, you kind of mention, hey, we're going to search this place anyway. It's a good place to take a break, take a rest. And maybe you'll find something useful on the road, Kind of giving them both, like, we need to look around anyway, so you can take a break. And we need to look around so we have supplies. So the other guy's also like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Good, fine.
Has Fire told us about the tingling senses?
Well, yes. This place has been defiled by something. Also, I'm taking a closer look at the fountain or basin there.
The fountain? I'm going to say that because Detective was more like a paladin sense, that is definitely holy water.
Ah. Well, this is if I...
Additionally, there is definitely something evil in here. Like that heated heat of undeath is peering through the walls.
Well, this basin here seems still to be holy. Be able to use that, but there is something cold emanating from the chamber beyond.
Okay, well,
Oh my.
Well, if there's something evil in there, Tulon's going first. I want to use my daily protection from evil on them, just to...
I'll stay outside. I might not be able to see, but I can summon a creature if you have need of it.
any of you got an empty flask?
We have those flasks of oil. We can empty those out.
Guess that'll work.
The flasks
Because
of...
I would like to fill one with the holy water.
Alright, then he'll empty one of the flasks of oil when he has one left. And he'll give you the other one so you can fill up. There you go. Make good use of it.
Holy oil.
And with that, I carefully open the door.
In the door, you see, well, there's a giant fly in the room, but it's like off on the wall and doesn't seem to be giving a crap about anything that's going on.
I suppose.
Lie on the wall.
It just seems to be having a good old time on the wall. To be a fly in the wall in that room. There are broken benches. The air is cold. There's a single corpse. That, thanks to Belmore Ovision, he can be like, that's undead, but it's not moving and it's covered in dust.
That over there. That is the source of this.
Undead foulness.
Yes.
Oh.
You're not fooling anyone. Foul being. I shout at the corpse.
Let's see. I don't think this is an... Well, I say that, but technically this kind of undead is intelligent. So it does stir a little bit in frustration.
I take a fistful of arrows and dip them in the holy water.
Oh my. I'll say that just bypasses the DR. That undead tend to have. Alright. It doesn't move beyond that initial...
Well, since we have this opportunity, I guess I could just pour the holy water right on top of it, instead of trying to throw the flask.
You decide to abuse the fact that it's trying to be as subtle as possible and just dunk it in holy water. Which is both kind of cool and also kind of mean. Anyway, let's see what holy water does when you dunk it right on an undead. Let's see. Holy water. It does 2d4. Ooh. Alright. Roll me that 2d4 raw holy damage. See if I can
Ooh,
find
chunky.
the creature here.
Yeah.
Why is it under 150?
I ready my bow and my wet arrows.
It lets out a shriek as it is burned by holy fire. This shriek also causes the... What the... Oh, I see why. Okay, that's why. I'm dumb. It's because I'm dumb. It lets out a shriek and jumps up and it will try to strike you. Its shriek, however, causes the fly to be like, ah! And wiggle around in a panic. Please roll your initiatives, kids and cadets.
Big speedy.
Hell yeah. You casted Protection from Evil, right?
Yeah.
It's on me.
Yeah, let's see. I think this is like a +2 deflection AC and all. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Prevents bodily contact from evil summoned creature. Okay, it's not summoned. It's just an angry.
Just
undead.
summoned.
It's just an angry boy. All right. Initiative encountered fire and Cariel. You're sharp enough to react quickly.
Yep. That I am. To the Hucuba. Or that one thing.
Unfortunately, the Hucuba, it has a naturally thick skin and is rather agile. So, unfortunately, its flat-footed AC is not 9. Cariel.
I will do the same and go pew.
Round the corner.
Cheapers. The giant fly gets off the wall and starts buzzing around. Bzz, 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 bzz. It's not really attacking, but it does sort of bump into people awkwardly. As a result, Toulon, that attack hits you. You're sort of like completely knocked off guard by the fact this fly is charging around.
Oh no.
Toulon, go ahead.
Oh. So this is going to be a power attack, so it's going to have an extra 3 damage on top. -1.
Yep.
So hopefully it hits.
By the power of Grayskull. Away! God dang, that actually does hit. Even with its magic resistance, it takes a very big blow. Almost staggered by such a fine great axe. However, it's going to take out its little sneaky claws when its turn comes around. Lurches at thee.
Poke. Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no. Gosh, these
Oh,
monsters
that's
are rolling good today. He's only a +4 to attack.
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think that's crit confirmed unless your armor's good. Which might be. This isn't 5e where everyone starts with baby. You can start off with 20 if you're a big boy.
You know, my AC is only like 17 plus 2 from the
Oof. In that case, you are at -13. And I need a fort save for the disease. No, wait! That is not a critical. You have that +2 from protection from evil.
Yeah.
So it's only a 4 plus a 7. Plus another 3. So I think that just brings you down to -1, which is not that bad. Not as bad, really. Fire. Your friend is down. But the creature looks almost destroyed.
Ah. That case. Should I use that thing? But whatever. Is that evil?
Listen. Cariel, can you actually shoot an arrow?
I think my priority is going to be to shoulder past fire and try to heal Toulon after I see them go down.
Go ahead.
This
Distracted by the
noise,
fly.
there's a little thing in the way. Eh. Is that not?
Toulon is brought back to his legs. Leggy out. You catch the dwarf as they are falling to the floor and help them back up.
Alright, it should make some fortitude saves, apparently.
Yes, against being diseased by a heck of a... What is the disease it carries? It's filth fever, baby!
Filth fever, baby!
Everything has that. Okay, let me find the button here. Fort.
BK, you should probably run a spell for your divine caster. Oh no! Well, good news. Filth fever takes a few days to kick in, but you should probably get that looked at.
Yeah.
I think you got a potion of lesser restoration, which I think helps against diseases. Who knows? Was it? Oh, whatever. Anyway, the giant fly continues to buzz around the room in a panic. It sort of bumps into the Hokava and does a little loop and then lands on its back on the shrine. Toulon. This creature's almost down. You just need one good swing of the axe.
Yeah, and also it's kind of cramped, so my escape options are kinda I'm cornered.
You can always take a 5-foot step away.
Maybe after my attack.
Show him the goods.
On hit.
And that is
They'll probably
exactly what you needed to get this guy out of here. Bam! The creature crashes down into the stone furniture, motionless. The fly slowly calms down and goes to sit on the wall again, as there's no more big noise. There's a small cheering coming from behind you. Woo!
Yay.
This place has sort of been maybe cleansed. This place hasn't really been properly consecrated. This place would need a good cleaning. You could dedicate it to Torag or some other deity if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It might be worth the effort, you know. You could use a little faith in the times like this.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. How, would that take too long?
It would take 8 hours, but you look like you could use a break.
That's a considerable amount of time to spend on the ground.
Well, I'm going to just drag this corpse out somewhere.
Give it a proper burial so it doesn't... Well, I'll help with that. Well, we'll make sure it doesn't rise up again.
You put the dwarf
Very
corpse in the
least
ground.
At the very least, I'd sprinkle some holy water around, say a few prayers.
While you take the corpse with you, you hear the clinging of potion bottles. There's also a warhammer on the ground next to the guy. It's a masterwork warhammer at that. And he wears a nice golden ring, so if you're feeling like looting, you can loot. Otherwise, you can bury him with what he owned and be polite about things.
Oh, does he look like a dwarf?
He is a dwarf, yes.
Oh, he'll need the weapon for the afterlife. Just kidding. Anything try to kill me?
No need be disrespectful. I did, but I guess we need to be practical in these times of need. So, is there's stones around that we could make some kind of cairn for this guy?
There's enough loose earth and stone that you could make a burial of whatever you desire.
Yep. Sprinkle some holy water in there.
Fizzle.
I don't suppose the Warhammer has a name carved into it.
It does. Windbreaker.
Now,
Uh,
is that the name of the hammer, or
Seems to be the name that's carved into the hammer. You know, breaking the winds, like trees do.
yeah? It's an unfortunate name for a person,
Well,
but
yeah.
we'll make do.
You realize, by the way, that if you bury him in a cairn, whatever those glass items he's carrying on him will probably shatter.
Well, let's take those glass items then.
At the very least, you have to put them aside. He has a pouch, and in it are like 2 small glass vials.
Ah.
They are labeled as cure light wounds potions.
Okay.
Which, if you're an extremely sassy thief, you probably could have force fed him while he was undead. It's one way to do it. As you perform the burial, and Carrie will sprinkle some crack on the place to frame it for the cops for later. Well, you know what, Carrie, you can roll me a knowledge check.
Okie dokie. Good.
It's more like you wasted the holy water than he used it, but all right. We cannot all win. Just take a look at the sheets, because I want to know something. Nope. Fire can also roll me knowledge religion check, though, given the context of what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's very good.
You are for 24 hours affected by a bless spell, as the divine has noticed of your niceness to them. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
So for the next day, you get a +1 against fear effects, saving throws, and +1 on attack rolls. Morale bonus. As maybe Torak is like, hey, thanks. At the very least, there won't be an evil shrine in my name.
How long did that last?
A day.
A day. And what was it again? Plus
1 to attacks, +1 to fear saving throws.
Nice. Okay.
All right. If I may recommend something, and Eva speaks up, I say we bandage up what we need and we move on. This place has got a weird smell about it, doesn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, certainly.
it's probably the undead.
Yeah.
and the fly.
Okay, I think the fork was a bit that way. If we follow that, we might just find our way around. Let's go.
Toulon, you should probably drink one of those. I just hand all the cure light wounds to Toulon.
Take a sip.
Take a sip, babes.
You need this
I'm
more
the one
sugar
who's
than
injured
this.
around here, but guess I'm not the
Chug a
first.
lug.
So that's what, 7 HP? Recovered.
Yep.
I believe so.
Yes.
Right as
Marvelous.
rain. Fit as a fiddle.
You go back on the road. There she go. Calamero.
On the road again.
Calamero. Calamero. 40 minutes as you walk around through odd passages that twist and turn up and down, left and right. Weird, odd spirals. You find the occasional body of commoners and stuff, or demons that have basically splatted into the ground. A dretch is tough, but even they cannot survive 20d6 of impact damage. I mean, they're very fat and greasy creatures, so the stain on the ground is impressive.
Oh, God.
The guy who can't see can only complain about the smell. It takes you 40 minutes before you reach another location where something may happen as the cave opens up and the hairs on the back of your neck start to stand up. Give me a moment, I'm unveiling the map. Phew, I thought I had this creature visible. You enter into a large cavern. Something feels off.
I detect evil. Its range is 60 feet.
Cool. Let me see if these creatures in this room are evil. They are not.
Evil!
There is no evil that you can detect within your baby range.
And there's nothing evil in this
Um,
chamber.
Giving a look around, though, now with some light, there are like stone figures carved into the walls. They appear to depict crusaders.
Huh.
A knowledge history check may identify some of them.
Don't have knowledge history.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. We're moving around. And then Avinia and Avia has taken to being the one who hushes Horgus and Ara so that they don't constantly make noise. Since she likes you.
Thank you.
And Horgus has honestly also started to warm up a bit to you. It's just a long trek. I can't believe this place is so big. I mean, when you're up above, it all seems so tiny.
I wasn't even aware these tunnels were down here.
Indeed, indeed. Toulon and Fire can give me a perception check as they move into the room.
Yes.
Oh, evil.
But you can't retire. There's evil afoot.
Right.
Those peepers.
Evil. That's any paladin, really. Toulon, you rolled so good. I'm going to tell you 2 fun facts. One, you hear the mutterings of someone not quite sane in a room ahead. In like
And
another
2,
chamber.
turtles can breathe through their butts.
2, you notice that on the ceiling are things that are known as dark mantles.
Do I get to make... Would this be the engineering to know about them?
Definitely. They are magical. They fall under engineering because they're usually found there.
I mean, I can do nature just as...
Yeah.
So
Dungeon
which one you like?
I think magical beasts would be Arcana, right? Because they're magical. Yeah, it's Arcana. Magical beasts. Weird. Dungeoneering. Dark mantles are strange little creatures. They grab onto things and slam them, constrict them. They can also cast darkness. And since they have blind sight, they aren't affected by it and just start beating people up. They're quite dangerous, really, for how small they are. They also look quite nasty.
Well... Look out above.
Oh,
I
I'll just
point out the things.
oh.
I guess if we stick close to a wall, maybe they won't swoop.
Try.
Well, Horgus and the gang hug the walls.
Yes.
Beasties in the ceiling.
Close to the wall. Oh wait, no, they're gonna go with the light source.
I mean, fire has a torch.
You hear
still.
Yeah.
oh yeah. You hear the
Or maybe
slurping.
burnt out by now.
Oh yeah, it's been 8 hours. Yeah. Well, I had dark vision anyway.
You hear the slurping of the dark mantles. Their nasty tongues. The further you go, Fire, the more you hear this insane muttering. Oh no, the paladins are gonna get me. I'll get the paladins. Oh, they all don't like me. I don't like them.
Strange.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh.
How stealthy are you?
Me?
Yes.
Not very.
Then
Okay.
roll me some stealth.
It's like a blazing paladin
Oh.
who's very sneaky.
It's just a goddamn combat roll right up to the entrance.
Sure, yeah. Just roll across the entrance.
You see a mad dwarf with strange glyphs drawn onto his face. And a small campsite that he seems to be using. He's currently at the wall, like writing and carving into it.
Mm-hmm. What? Do the symbols seem to be, I don't know, profane in any sort of way, or just random scribbles?
Well, they have a certain uncouthness to them, a certain profaneness. That reminds you of necromantic wizardry in a way.
Well, that would do.
Yes, it does not. That will not do. Not one bit.
Well, what do you think you're doing over there,
Ah,
sir?
you won't get me, paladins! And he starts to try and cast a spell on himself. Your Inquisition will stay to the surface.
I try to disrupt his spelling?
How do you do that?
Well, since I'm probably not being handing a torch for a while, I've been holding my longbow just in case. Also, just cross the.
Well, I think it's more like an initiative situation we're dealing with here, but
Yep. Not my arrow, because that's what I do.
it comes down to the wire. All the sound, however, the sudden burst of angry screaming causes the dark mantle to shift angrily. Be like, all right, Toulon or Cario actually. Cario, wow, you all rolled first. Let's get the giant flying the heck out of there. Wow, a lot of high initiatives here. Cario, you hear
haven't yet
spellcasting?
rolled.
And the dark mantles are starting to shift.
Ooh. Well,
Oh, you haven't rolled yet? Please roll if you haven't rolled yet.
Now I have. It's
Cario,
Yes.
things are escalating. An angry man is screaming about the Inquisition coming to arrest him.
Well, I think my priority is protect the crew,
Yes.
since most of them can't defend themselves. The nearest threat is that dark mantle, which is it stirring in a sense of like it's going to attack them, or
It looks like as a result of Milorn's screams, it seems to have been prompted into fighting.
okay. Then in that case, I am going to pew the one nearest to them.
All right, you go for the one down low.
Yeah, apparently not.
Yeah, you're trying to hit something that's like between the rocks and the ceilings. Bit difficult. But maybe you guys should roll something over a 10 if you want to hit something.
Might help.
Fire. He's casting a spell.
yes. He's also deranged. Right. Is that I thought?
You can see like a
Okay.
bit of a dark mantle sticking out his teeth.
Gotta eat what you can catch here. But would a lesser restoration spell cure insanity, or would that not be enough?
Cure of wisdom damage, but I don't think this counts as wisdom damage alone.
It might. It might. But it's a risky maneuver. You can try, and it might just work.
Because we have that potion of lesser restoration. So, hesitated for a moment, but he's not right in the head, so I surge forwards and try to jam the bottle in his mouth. Drink. Drink this and be better.
Guess where I am right now? In the back. Still think I'm
Kronk sneaking. What would be appropriate? I think say a combat maneuver is appropriate for this context.
Sure.
Fucking Kronk. Artisanal.
I guess it's this one.
Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. I mean, he is trying to cast a spell, but that doesn't mean that his mouth is it's awkward, actually. Since, he's trying to cast a spell, and you almost got him.
Just jam a bottle in his mouth.
The Dark Mantle unleashes a wave of darkness. Whoop, 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 whoop. Help! Help! Ah! You hear, I'm being assaulted.
Okay, so it's hard.
Someone is being grabbed and constricted over time.
By the noises, we can tell who.
Another one swishes in. They're attacking the one that looks the tastiest to them. Milord is going to cast a spell. However, since you're next to him, you can't try to bonk him out of it.
Yes. Opportunity attack.
Indeed.
Wait. So, be holding a longbow and a potion bottle.
I think you can try to kick him.
You can try to smack him with the bow as sort of an improv club.
Yes. Well, I could try to smash the bottle in his teeth.
Sure.
And, well, anyway, it would be this. Ooh.
Oh my, that's a hit. You can roll me like a 1d4 plus strength for damage. And another combat maneuver check.
1d4 plus strength. Oh.
As he's basically chewing on glass now. Alright, you can also roll me that combat maneuver check in. Oh boy. So, for one, he needs to make a concentration check to cast that spell.
You bottle.
He loses a casting of blur. As he
Munch
is
crunch.
chewing on glass.
It's good for you.
I swear this is the good stuff.
Tasty.
He then takes a
Just like
5-foot
Grandma used to make.
a 5-foot step back, sort of stumbling into the wall, trying to get his teeth. There's some noise. There's some noise. An arrow goes wide. God dang it. Toulon, you can't see anything.
Wow, and it's magical darkness, so dark vision doesn't help.
Yes, unfortunately. Of course, if someone could cast magical light with enough oomph, it might just go away.
Yeah, that's my plan for my turn.
You could always delay if you wish. Wait until someone else has taken the turn.
So, how about I try to grab someone and drag them out of the darkness area?
Okay. Okay, you know what? That's a great idea. You run on over to Horgus, since he's the one screaming, and you think he's still in the same place. And then you can roll me a combat maneuver check to grab onto him. It's not hard, because he's not a fighter, and he's already grabbed by something. After that, you can roll me an opposed strength check to get him out of there. Surprisingly, that still gets him.
Wow.
Okay.
You can roll me an opposed strength check against a dark mantle. Oh boy, the two of them are putting up a fight. There's like... Cario.
It's me. I'm going to use daylight to like basically yell "Darkness be gone" in Celestial
Wait,
because
I'll
I
look
can't
something
speak Common.
Oh yeah.
It says daylight counters or dispels any darkness spell of equal or lower level, such as darkness.
Yeah, and like daylight is level 3, I believe.
You-
Spell level. Yeah.
You cast the spell. The magical darkness vanishes before your very eyes as you call upon your divine birthright. It's a mess. It's a mess. You have a move action left.
I don't know. I'll just
Eh.
take a step forward a little.
Fire. Miloran looks discombobulated.
I tried to calm him down.
He's like stumbled and discombobulated. He doesn't say anything. He just seems like...
You just fed him glass. I mean,
You fed him a lesser restoration potion, forcefully. He's very dazed.
Yes. Please let the potion do its thing. It should help clear your mind. Sorry about the class, but I have some people I need to help in the other room. Excuse me.
You scooch on out of there.
Yes. No. They're all out of my point blank range, so I do
Phew.
take those bonuses. Shooting at the this one.
The top one. Ow!
Yes.
Oh, frick. I didn't unconnect their... That's a poor move on my end. There we go. Oh well, doesn't really matter. The top one now is down to 7. They will spend their turn just constricting the guy. Miloran is very confused. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. Your poor friend is starting to look a bit blue around the cheeks. And if I will stumble back a bit and try to take a shot. Actually, she'll take 2. Thank you. Wow.
wow.
Today is not a bow day, I think. Today's not a bow day. Like, the melee attacks have been rocking, but... Talon, you still hold on to Horgus.
Well, whatever. I'm just going to like, if both of the dark mantles are wrapped around Horgus, then like that's not a good position to be trying to use the Great Axe in, I feel like.
You can always try.
Probably try and pry one off with it.
Yeah. Just roll an attack and see how that works out.
Like, they're constricting him. It's not like their entire body is only on him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could, like, pull out a dagger and use that.
I mean, there's no difference mechanically between the two of them. You can still hit them just fine. Just use the good weapon you're good at.
Yeah, exactly.
With a slam and a kablam, the top one lets go as it is so injured that it is going to try and retreat. Cario. The one at the top is going to fly away. The one at the bottom is still, like, hoping to get a snack out of this.
I think I'll shoot the one on the bottom. I'm not here to kill them. I just want to, like, protect people. So, kill.
Dang good. One at the bottom is somewhat injured. a little bit more and it might just decide to retreat since it's on its own now. Fire.
Yes, I'll fire on the same one. Not retreating one.
Unfortunately, their AC's 15.
Yeah.
The Dark Mental can sense that it is almost done with this nice, fine man. Horgus is down to 5. He won't hold on much longer. The other Dark Mental flies off into the ceiling to hide. Maloran is sputtering something. Ugh. Hold on, Horgus. Finally, some good goddamn shots.
Yeah, so like Horgus standing there with like a Dark Mantle wrapped around
All right.
it.
The Dark Mantle will let go immediately when this happens, and will attempt to flee on its next turn. You can tell this is happening. Do you wish to still strike it anyway?
No.
Or are you just going to let it leave? Horgus falls to the floor, reaching for his throat. Oh, the gods.
I'm not sure if a heal check does anything in these circumstances.
Well, I think there is treat deadly wounds, which lets you patch someone up a little bit.
Yeah, there is. I know about it. That's why I took the heal skill, but I don't think that. Like, I think the DC for that is like 25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a pretty tough check.
Yeah.
20. It's DC 20.
Wow.
1 hit point per level on the creature, plus your wisdom modifier if you exceed it by 5. They really brushed this one up for Pathfinder 2e, and I might just import those rules for this because who even ever wants to use this unless you want to make sure someone is stable? Which I guess is the point.
I mean, it gets better if you use the signature scale on it at higher levels. I
really do think. Let me just look this up. Medicine. I think I'm just going to use the 2E rules on how medicine works in this context. Which is, it's a bit stronger in terms of how much someone heals. And it only takes 10 minutes instead of an hour. So if you want to roll me a DC 15 check to slap a band-aid on him and spend a heal supply, you can do that.
Does anyone have heal supplies though?
I've got a healer's kit, so I assume that is involved.
Yeah, you need two uses of that for this.
Don't remember how many uses they have. I think it's probably like 5.
Okay. Well, whoever's using this healer kit, tell me. And roll me your healer's check. DC 15.
They get to teamwork it from Kyle helping.
Yeah, Carrier can
Yeah,
provide you +2 for aid another, yes.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
so you go ahead.
The healer's kit is exhausted after 10 uses.
Yep.
Okay. I've used it once.
Go ahead and slap some on.
That's a spicy heal.
That is one spicy ass heal. He's still coughing and coughing. But he looks like he's a lot better now. He thanks you dearly and profusely apologizes for his behavior early. He's quite impressed with how well you've been able to treat his wounds. The dwarf is looking quite hazy. And sort of like head bobbing back and forth. Ugh. Oh, my head.
Yes.
Been under-
Sorry about this.
I've been under here for far too long. It's gotten in my head. Ugh. I need to get away from all these symbols and things.
Do you remember what you were doing?
The last thing that I remember having any clarity, I was chased down here by some paladins. Then I was here for a few weeks, months.
Oh. What did you do to deserve such treatment?
Researching magic they didn't find very appreciable.
Hmm. Well, there are all sorts of profane magics that would be better to keep away from.
It certainly is, because looking back at all these notes, I don't recognize half of it.
Hmm.
Why are you even down here? I thought no one came down here. You don't look like paladin officers or anything.
There was an attack. We were shunted down here.
Terrible. Terrible. Well, if there anything I can do to help?
Would you happen to know the way to the exit?
It's quite a ways from here, but let me just think about it. Where did you go? I'm pretty sure if you follow this path long enough, you'll eventually come across some mongrel folk. Now, they're good sorts, and they might know the way out of here. I really haven't looked for an exit myself, so...
Would you want to come with us? We could use a guide.
I could use some fresh air myself. Don't expect my brain to be
Yes.
too clear, though.
Yes,
And
I don't think it would be healthy for you to stay down here alone.
Yeah. Don't don't give me the whole smackdown. I didn't hurt anyone too much, did I? I don't really know.
Well, besides some bats, I don't think so.
Haven't hurt any of us. At the very least.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm a wizard. He holds up a ratty-looking spellbook. Let's see. I know things like blur, levitate. You know, I'm a pretty good wizard. I know a couple of tricks. I got things like color spray. I got my magic armor. You know. He points at the shimmering shield that's protecting him. A magic missile. Some basic stuff. Reading magic, no. Ooh, I can help you find secret doors. A fog cloud for escape, grease, got invisibility, resist energy, shotgun grasp, and silent image. Got a couple of scrolls
Right.
and a potion too in case I hurt anyone too bad.
Sounds very helpful.
Yeah.
Sure, your expertise will be a great help in the way out of this.
Well,
Sounds cute.
it's the least I can do. I recall
Yeah,
causing a lot
I
of
wanna-
trouble.
I want to speak to our elf friend. I believe he's a spellcaster as well, but his eyesight's been damaged, so...
When can't an elf cast spells? When they're dead, I'd say. I'm letting some elf take a look at my spellbook, but if he insists.
I don't think you
Do
can.
you think he will
loot.
take a look at much of anything soon?
Well, I guess 2 summoned monsters is better than none.
There we go.
As is sleep, it's quite a nice spell. Well then, we've discussed the matters here, and this man has clearly been neutralized. We can move on. Now let me see. What's up ahead? Before we get to the mongrel folk, I think there's a guard post out there somewhere, and a chasm too. And there's some fungus, so we best be careful.
Alright, we'll tread carefully.
All right, it's about a 30-minute walk with your friend and their busted leg over there to get to that outpost. But now, don't worry, the ones that live out here, they ain't too bad. Okay, let me just check. Oh, that's weird. Cool. Moving down the chasm, you notice that there are indeed signs of, like, craftsmanship. Beyond the statues in the previous room, there's now, like, signs of someone digging handholds. As told, you do indeed take around 30 minutes, walking about, I think that's a mile, actually. I forget how many feet go into a mile sometimes. Luckily, I have this transmorgifier that tells me. Where's the miles? Show me the goods. Oh no, a mile is a lot longer than I thought it was. No, it's like half a mile. Before you eventually reach up to a fallen outpost. Guard post, sorry. The tunnel opens up. The tunnel opens up into a large cavern, about 70 feet across. Gives a very dome-like shape as a result of cylindrical rock formations that reach the sky. But there's a stone tower reinforced with wood that has fallen over. there are some extremely strange-looking people pushing at a big boulder.
It's not a boulder.
One of them looks like
It's a rock.
One of the people that's trying to do work looks like a mixture between a tiefling and a lizard folk, and the other one just looks like a human with far too many lumps of flesh stuck to their body. They haven't noticed you.
What a peculiar people.
They're the
Like,
mongrel folk.
Lead over to... Yeah, Malone, go. These the mongrel folk you mentioned?
Since Lars, did you know that the first crusade, one of the main, that the original crusaders became infected with the abyssal energy? Supposedly, they're the source of the mongrel folk in the city. So maybe they're good folk.
Well, we won't know until we speak to them. Like, kind of walk up and just kind of raise a hand, like, hello.
Just like, oh, come on, Dira, heave. Ugh.
Where are they pushing the boulder to?
They are trying to push the boulder off of someone.
Ah.
Well, I'll run along to help.
Yeah, you look like you could use a hand.
Does it,
Or several.
does it actually describe what Krell looks like?
Hello.
Avenia is very like, we should help. Come on.
Kind of motion to everybody who's able to give him a hand.
Helpful bunch.
Two of them turn around. One is Dira, a woman indeed warped by tumors, if you may put it. She doesn't seem to be able to speak, and puts out like a big spear-like tool. The other one, the lizard folk tiefling man, turns around and holds a club in your direction, like a dagger. So it looks a little less impressive than it should be. Halt! Who?
We are basically lost. We got swallowed up by the earth, and we
The
all
tremors.
fell down into a cave system. Yeah. And after like a big attack in the city, and now we ended up here. Looks like you guys could use some help, like removing the rock from this person.
Please, my friend Krell. He's under he's stuck.
See that?
It's really
I
heavy.
Yeah, like we motioned
on
to
it.
everybody to just give us a hand.
Yep.
Mm.
Oops. I'm there.
Up to 6 people can work together, so you can get a plus 10 from all the aid and other actions. Then one person has to give me a strength check.
Who's got the highest strength?
Who's got the
Not me.
meatiest muscles?
Well, you can add plus 10 to that, so it's an 18.
Still probably.
It's not enough. I think we got one more chance, or Krell's gonna...
Would it help if I used my crowbar on this?
It's a big rock. Doesn't
Yeah,
help too much.
Aha!
I
Then
think you'd need a bigger lever than that.
I hold up one of the scales,
What do you do with it?
the cloud walking one.
Do we have that one?
No.
Oh,
I said you had disguise,
Malone?
resistance, and sacred weaponry.
Malone
Oh.
said he knew levitate.
Oh, I thought we had one of each. Okay.
Milorn
We only had 3.
Milorn does know levitate, and he has one ready.
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically direct him to use it on the rock.
I don't know if I can levitate this. All right.
Well, maybe if you can make it a little bit lighter.
Okay. Milorn casts levitate on it, giving you another +4 on the check. Heave!
Alright.
I guess I click strength.
Show me the goods.
That's more like it.
With a and a cloud of dust that chokes fire. Krell is alive. He looks extremely strange, like a fishman, with a big eye. Ooh. In the meantime, you notice that while you've been trying to heave ho and push, Horgus in the background has been like, ugh.
Yeah, that's just hoax.
Mongrel folk. Oh,
That is default state.
it's not that. Ada Vashniel is not helping either. The guy is asking almost a barrage of questions. Once they get him out, and it's like there's no emergency. So what's it like down here? How do you live? What do you eat? Who do you sleep with? Hi, Lan. How's your sex life?
Haha, funny story, Dira.
Oh no! I can't believe you've done such a nice thing for us. Well then, I am Lan. My friend here is Dira, and the man getting up off the floor is Krell. Mind if you mentioned that you were here because of the tremors, was it?
Yeah, the big fissure opened up and we fell down.
I don't
Miracle
recall this
we went
area
up.
being that active, but
I believe there was a demon attack in the city that we were in, and yeah, through a whole lot of violence and magic, the earth opened up and we ended up here.
do you need any help getting out?
That would be great. We kind of not sure on the exit point.
Well, I should go with you. It'll be a bit easier for the people in my town to fully appreciate you. Nithom tends to take better to people with company.
Well, the more the merrier.
There might be a slight
Have
problem, though, with getting out of here, but we'll talk about the details once we're back. Lan
Always a complication.
Lan seems to be a very sociable type, judging by the fact that he immediately starts, as we say, rubbing elbows. So it's just a short walk down that hole over there. Is every one of your friends all right? Someone looks like they called a bit of a... we'll take care of that when we're back. We should probably take a break once we've arrived. You know, freshen up a bit. Rub the old legs. Come on. I know a path that... some of the tunnels have collapsed, but don't worry. I think I know a good way around. Come on. Lan takes you along. And unless you want to search the guard post, which would take a lot of effort, and he says, there's nothing in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no.
He takes you along, but unfortunately, eventually, the fissures that have been created, not all of them have sealed up properly. Well, this normally is not that long of a walk. It's like an hour's walk back to town, but this is not good. You are at a very deep chasm that is about 70 feet wide and easily at least 30 feet deep, but it's very uneven down there. It's around 10 feet across. This wouldn't normally be too much of a problem, but then you realize you have a blind person on your team, an unathletic pudgeball, and a person with a broken leg.
Well, I have 100 feet of rope. So, stringing 3 ropes along to prove as foothold and handhold would probably still be insufficient.
Create a makeshift rope bridge across.
Yes.
I think I'll manage if I just have someone to, so Anavia is if I just have someone to lean onto if I have a handhold, something I go with my hands, and someone to keep me up while I try to move my leg, I think I can make it across a rope bridge.
Yes.
And I think even our Vashnil here could make it across if he had something to hold on to while he climbs.
Yeah, that's why I suggest stringing 1 rope higher up as a handhold.
So resourceful.
Yes, well, I can assist you in crossing.
I'll sort that out. Just do several ropes back and forth to create a stable rope bridge.
How do you intend to get across for the first time? Because...
So how wide is it exactly?
10 feet across. At the thinnest section, it's about 10 feet across. Which would still take some effort to jump.
Yeah.
Weir feels they have a good acrobatics check.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I mean, a 10
Minus-
foot. It's just a DC 10 jump if you take a running start.
But if you fail,
Well, if you fail it by 4 or less, you can attempt a DC 20 reflex saving throw to grab the ledge.
Well, if you're hesitant, I'll just do it then. Whoop.
And with that, Fire jumps into the chasm and 30 feet and dies.
I'm just gonna look at a couple of things. No, he does
I
not know
think
Featherfall.
Running jump, like a running stunt, start, and stumble right at the edge. Whoop.
Yeah, this way he would have tried to lasso something on the other side again.
Oh wait, there's a chasm. Oh, I could have tried to summon something that could take the rope across. Excuse me for not seeing everything. All right. It's how deep was it again? It was like at least think about after 30 feet, you're gonna sort of get caught because there's all the surface around you. So you can roll me like 3d6 of falling damage.
Ooh. Yeah,
Rip.
just 3d6.
That's a nice low roll. Lucky you, however, the surrounding rock is rocky enough that climbing back up isn't a huge problem. You can just take
Ow.
it easy and take 10 on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Although you have like very distinct scratch marks on your armor.
Fire, are you okay? Jesus Christ.
Well, if I take 10, my result will be a 9. Sure, I'll.
Don't worry. Lucky you, you have a friend who's a mongrel folk who can climb good and will come and help you out there, buddy.
Ow. Ow. I did it.
You come up on the other side, land beside you. He's like, yes, we have done it. Now throw us that rope.
Yeah. I tossed the rope back.
With a little bit of work and some clever thinking, you build a rope bridge that is stable enough that you can walk everyone across safely.
Hooray.
You get to bask for a moment in your big brain moment.
We did it.
Well, it should be a straight shot back for the rest of the way. And hey, no one died. Almost died, but hey, look at you. It's just, listen, it's not too far from here. It should only be about 30 minutes from here if we put a little pace into it. Come on.
I think I might sling a cure light wounds on fire, just, because that was a big ouch,
Yes, that will
and
be
they were
nice.
already a little hurt. So.
As you walk further down the long passage, the tunnel eventually opens up into a circular cavern. You've walked about 18 minutes by this point. There are thick sheets of fungus around here, and a sense of humidity. Cracks in the ceiling allow water to drip inwards. There are 2 dead bodies in the middle of the cave, next to a strange heap of ropey green fungus. It's a spore coffer. Lan remarks.
Okay, what now?
A spore coffer. A DC 15 knowledge or nature check might identify what this thing is. As in its proper name as it is classified by the wizards.
You cut out right after knowledge.
DC 15 knowledge, nature, or dungeoneering to know what this actually supposed to be. This ropey fungus.
Well, I haven't heard of that one.
I don't have either of those. So.
It's a fungus.
So, can you describe the fungus a bit to me? And luckily, since they're getting along a bit better now, Anavia will describe it to Eravoshnil, who scratches his chin. Is it a Bazaron? No, Basidiron. Yes. They're weird, long, stringy plants. They make people hallucinate. Is that what you mean? The mongrels just like, I guess, they cough spores. But
I want to hold your breath going through here.
No, it's dead. Don't worry about it. There's no spores in the air by the looks of it.
Still, it wouldn't hurt. You never know with these kinds of things.
I wonder who these fine fellows are. Let's see. What are they wearing? Does anyone here have any particular affiliation with Iomide?
With what?
Iomide, the god. Yes.
No.
All right. You
Heard of her.
you would still recognize that these people look like they're dressed like crusaders from Iomide.
Oh. Oh, maybe the rumors are true then.
There's something off about them, though. You can't quite put your finger on it.
Like
For
hallucination off?
For one, they don't have long swords, which is what Iomade crusaders tend to carry. You know, divine weapon and all. Instead, they have glaives and spiked gauntlets.
Definitely doesn't seem like their ammo.
I think I read here.
Lan assures you that the cave is harmless, and we can move on whenever you're ready.
Might as well. I will just hold my breath through as much of it as I can, just in case. Just slowly and carefully working our way through it.
Lan, it's just like, oh, listen, it's fine, be like that. Ravashniel's like, shouldn't we bury these people at the very least? Or put them aside? They're a little bit in the middle of the road, apparently.
We should do a little ceremony for them, yes. It's not right.
You walk on over to the bodies. And,
Yep.
you notice that one of them is clenching something in his hand. It's a small symbol of a brass bull's head with tiny red gemstone eyes.
Huh.
That is not the symbol of Iomade. You know that much.
Do I recognize what it might be?
Knowledge religion might be able to figure something out.
Yes. Or not.
It's shiny is what it is.
It's
Which
pretty.
you know?
Who knows?
It's must be.
I mean,
Well, it's a bull. Bulls are associated with strength. Shoot of someone.
what deific figures are associated with red and bulls?
Yeah.
Spain?
Talking about deities, not countries.
There are a couple of conquistadors who are really lost.
So lost they've ended up in a fantasy realm.
Hey, Carl, do you want to take a look at this?
What gods?
Cariel, that is the symbol of Baphomet.
Oh, good. I like that guy. He's great.
Yes, you do. He's fantastic.
That's not cute.
It's a demon lord.
Yeah, that's...
I don't think
Bad.
Carl actually says anything about
And
it.
he really likes glaives.
Ariel,
well-
makes little demon horns with his hands just on his head. Like, bad. Not good.
And Ravashniel is like,
He's turning a little blue. He's been holding his breath for quite a while.
Anavia is disgusted, but Ravashniel is like, yes, I've heard about a cult of Baphomet around town. Supposedly they call themselves Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth. They've infiltrated various mercenary groups and all that.
Oh, that's not good. I was thinking they might have been worshippers of Gorum, but Hmm.
Good room, bots?
Well, go room.
Lovely.
Got a battle.
Well, by the sounds of it, these are some bad boys.
Yes. Still, perform a kind of. They did.
No,
so-
no, we should take them along so they can be identified. Maybe we can figure something out.
Just
Lavinia's starting to look a bit worried. She might know someone that might be in danger if any of this is true.
Well, Cariel like starts coughing and spluttering because he's held his breath too long.
Lan sort of guides you along and starts talking a bit. Like, we've had a lot more of these people around lately. A lot of weird people with big, strange weapons and mannerisms. They've gotten a couple of mongrel folk to start following them. I was going to mention it later when we arrived so we could all talk about the drink, but one of the exits we know of has been basically taken over by a bunch of these bad people.
Right.
well, that's good.
Well, you're still standing over the body.
Hmm.
I say we take it out of here at the very least. Regardless of who they worshipped, they don't deserve to, rot away in a mushroom cave.
They wear masterwork chain shirts under their crusadery tabards and stuff, and they do indeed have glaives and spiked gauntlets.
Sounds useful.
Which are also masterwork, by the way. They're all very nicely made. They also have additional items if you wish to loot them, but you can also just take them with you and figure do that all later.
Yes. Cool. Look through their belongings.
Yeah, I am chaotic. I don't mind looting. It
They're
would
evil.
Be better used. Yeah.
Why not loot from the evil? Anyway, the guy, one of them carries a potion of Cure Light Wounds. Another has an empty potion bottle on his person. You find a scroll of fear, which is labeled used to scare off. And between the two of them, 129 gold pieces. You throw their coins together. Bup, bup, bup. Bup, 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 bup.
And some money. Okay.
I imagine that Cario starts like the minute the land takes them far enough away that they feel safe. He's like, you shouldn't be so cautious. Like, he said, it's fine.
It has good lungs.
Forgive me if I don't trust hallucination mushrooms. Bad experiences in Magic College.
Nah, I'd love to hear that story, I'll be honest. Now, once you're all done over there doing your little detective work, it's only 12 more minutes to make it there. I think 12 more minutes.
I guess I will throw a quick blessing on the corpse, sanctify it.
Abracadabra. Blessed boys you be.
I mean, realistically, should we sanctify them? I mean, they worship Baphomet. Kind of.
Piss them off.
Maybe they want to go to hell.
Well, they'll be surprised when they wake up in heaven then.
Oh no, we've been had. And then the angels are like, beat them up, boys!
Yeah,
One of them's got a baseball bat, and no one's got like a chain. Well, look who we got here.
Got ourselves a couple of demon boys, huh? Well, around here we don't work like that.
You came to the wrong afterlife, fool.
Took a wrong turn there, boy.
Yep, that's how that works.
Yeah. Oh well.
No better way to convert someone than to beat them up. This is the road of good. Because we're using non-lethal weapons, it's good.
At any rate, so there's gonna be more of these cultists up ahead near the exit, I presume.
Yes. Lan, however, will take you by the shoulders and help you along. All right. After a while of more walking, and honestly, it's starting to look endless just how long you are down here. You'll see a couple of mongrel guards standing by a large stone door. Since Lan is with you, he sort of waves you on through. He's like, this is a good friends, don't worry about them. They helped out, just come along. Welcome, my good friends, to Neathholm. So, in Neathholm, as Follow described, a small dark lake ripples in the center of a 200-foot wide cavern. The walls and ceiling aglow with thick sheets of luminescent fungi, because every single fucking time it's luminescent fungi. Or it's crystals. Or it's just big mushrooms, which is basically luminescent.
You gotta light it somehow, and it makes more sense.
But why are things glowing down here?
Because it's pretty.
Mushrooms are like, we're gonna be underground forever, but at least we can be fabulous.
Yeah.
There's over 24 low-stow buildings that cluster on a 100-foot wide island at the center of the lake. Lights glow in the windows of buildings, giving it a welcoming look. There are rafts of mishmash planks that provide you with means to and from the island. Now then, we should go talk to the chief. Chief Saul will receive you warmly, and from there we can start discussing further business. About your daring escape from the underground, as you like to put it. And Horik is just like, yes. Daring. Taken to the center of the island, you walk across some... There's not many buildings, so there's not really streets as much as there are just the passageways between buildings. Until you reach the fanciest building, where you meet up with quite the interesting-looking individual. In fact, I'll show you a picture just to give you a good look. I should have done this with more characters, but whatever. Here's Chief Saul.
Oh, wow.
I think Lan fits his description a little bit better. Look at this fancy boy.
When you said a cross between a lizard person and a tiefling, you weren't kidding.
Yeah, man. Chief Lan, Lan speaks to Chief Saul for a moment, and after that, the big rat man turns to you. Oh then, what brings you down here anyway?
Unfortunate side effect of being caught between a big dragon and a big demon.
Demons.
Ground opened up, we all wound up down here.
The demon caused these tremors?
Seemed like it.
Yep.
Allegedly, the local wardstone is gone.
A wardstone? This is a dire case indeed, then. We may not look the part, but we are the lineage of the first Crusaders. And we will stand by the city if we must.
This might indeed be the time of need.
Yeah. Seemed like things were going quite poorly when we fell.
Excuse me. I was hoping my son would be back, but he's been gone for a while. You wouldn't have seen him, would you? He's quite a distinctive individual. He has bat features.
No. Everyone we've met so far has been with us at the moment. Just the whole crew.
Really?
We've got a batty dwarf, but not in the that sense.
And a bad brooch.
Doesn't ring a
Oh
bell.
yeah, that.
Oh.
I guess you should show that to Chief.
As you are like quiet for a moment and you start digging your packs, like, well, as I said, that apparently would explain this to you, but some people have betrayed our tribe. They've taken to very shady, evil dealings, aligning with these foul creatures. This is not the way Neathholm is meant to be run. Now, it will be difficult to get out of here. The creatures there are powerful, and they house demons. They're not affected by conventional weapons as well as... Well, as I said, we will help you, but we must regroup, we must think. He seems a bit like hazy, very distracted by the fact that his son is so gone, until he sees the brooch. Oh my. Give me that.
Of course. Like I hand the brush over without hesitation.
So he's sitting on a nice little seat, and next to that seat is this was Morningstar. This room is not too decadent. There's probably not much down here to decorate with anyway. He reaches down and grabs for you a shimmering Morningstar. I have a request. Since you are planning to leave anyway, could you do me a slight favor?
What is?
Could you bash one of those demons on the head good with this one? It's a
You got it.
It's a powerful morning star, enhanced with magic. And the gleam of, silver and cold iron. It'll certainly do you much better than it will do me. Feel free to turn it down, but...
I actually have like a basic morning star, so we could even exchange them.
You are given a plus
Here.
1 morning star.
So that you aren't left without a weapon.
He finds this very strange proposition. Well, alright, now, you may stay in the home as long as you must to heal up. I would not recommend going there until you are absolutely ready. The creatures there are foul indeed, and the tribesmen that used to be my own, well, I do not know what to think of them. The fact that they would betray us, so... Either way, once you get to that lair, I think the way those passages used to work, if you go to the north, you will slip right through. But on the other hand, it might be worth cleaning it out. Who knows? They've been dealing with ill people. Getting rid of them may be your mission anyway. We have some trade down here if you need to buy some basic things, such as some rope or some arrows. We have most things. I think there's some other people who found some magical things, some glimmering rings and gems and shields and stuff if you need some defensive equipment. But personally, I will see to it that my men come and aid you once we are ready. We will stand against it. He starts ranting and tirading. This is clearly like he's been told you are a child of a paladin, and one day you'll go will be great. And he's starting to ham it up. Oh! Before you go, I know that your people are just resistant to disease. So please, take once you're ready to leave. Take this. It's not a box. It's a square box. When he opens the lid, there are 9 bottles inside. A set of 6 and a set of 3. These are, not really meant for us. In fact, the person who carried them had designed them specifically to be toxins to us. Can't believe someone would be so cruel.
That's terrible. What are they?
The 6 at the top, I think, are potions of cure light wounds. Simple restoratives, and the ones at the bottom are potions of lesser restoration, or something. They would supposedly help stave off the illness while they were down here. They didn't get too far, though. They were surprisingly unprepared for the prospect of their torch getting blown out.
Thank you. I'm sure these will come in handy.
Lan leans in. It's like, I'll be your guide while you're around here, so I can show you the place a bit, And I'll get you over there when you're ready. But as the chief recommended, I would recommend taking a couple of naps, sleeping things over, rubbing off those wounds, going in there nice and fresh, and maybe get your friends a proper splint or something.
That does sound like a good idea.
Maybe
Many
get
of us are quite wounded.
Not to say anything, but maybe we should get that guy some bandages for his eyes, because that mark is going all the way around his head, and it looks terrible. Get him like a nice scarf or something.
Yeah, we'll probably do well to have at least a decent rest.
Yep. Oh, by the way, if you want some spellcasting services, I think the Seer Opoli can provide you with some basic spells. She's quite a keen witch, she is.
Oh. A witch.
Yes. Well, a witch in name. She calls herself that. I think that what she's communicating with is well within the ranks and rows of the clerics of the divine.
if you say so.
Would you not trust the children of the First Crusade?
Well, apologies for doubting you.
He seems sort of shifting his chair like, yeah.
Sure, it's fine. It's, which of yours you vouch for them?
Marvelous, marvelous. I should probably get off my chair. He wiggles around a bit, and you notice that his legs are quite short for how big he looks, as he starts scuttling off, presumably talking to people to organize things. You are left in Neathholm with Lan as your guide. As mentioned, you can make some purchases here. There are some magical items around, but you're on a... You know, you're not in the best place for fancy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we'd have much funds anyway to buy anything fancy.
Yep.
Not really, no. Because I don't.
Nice. I think this is a decent point to end it for today.
Okay.
Makes sense. Found a resting point for heading into the big clash at the end of the dungeon.
Yeah. Additionally, you've also leveled up.
Oh,
Eat.
It's a lot of... Let's see. Oh, no, wait. Oh, second level's 2,000. I thought it was 1,000. Excuse me. You did not level up.
yeah, I thought that was a bit easy.
Yeah, I'm just dumb. I'm my head in a tussle. I'll tell you how much you actually have in a not date calculation. I'll do standard. I'll do divided by... Oh, wait, no, it's divided by 3 since there's only 3 of you-ish. I'll go with 4. You got some help. You're at a very awkward 1,550 experience points. I'll make the tally publicly available.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
15. Alright then.
Telly with me.
Bup, bup, bup.
Well, wandering in the Underdark. Oh.
So, while this is all going on, there are some things that need to be addressed.
Thanks.
So in between the 2 sessions, there's some things that you could try to do. You could try to shop around a bit, see if you can secure some help or something, I don't know. Maybe talk to some people, make some friends. Our Varshnial requires someone to help transcribe his book, because he thinks he might be able to read his spellbook if he just gets it converted into like a embossment. That might work.
Braille.
Yes. Braille magic.
Well, none of us are arcane. Like, I guess we could at most try to find someone that could help me with that.
Well, we have the dwarf, though he does seem not too fond of elves.
Additionally, now that he has some time to properly sit down and all, he finds what in his pack is like intact and what isn't. He has we'll just tell you what his items are available. He has some potions of cure left. He has a scroll of dispel magic, some scrolls of grease, web, and a wand of false life. Which, once you're ready to start going, he says that you probably ask about that. No, wait, that's only for him. And you can't use it, can you? Well, he does have some things. He's willing to sell them if need be.
That's good to know.
After all, it's not like he really intends to use them, because since he's blind, he's like, if I'm getting attacked, I'm basically dead anyway, even with my big boy training.
I guess Fire will be trying to make friends, make some acquaintances, spread the word of Erastil around.
Anavia would request like my leg's broken, and I think if I can get healed up, it'll be somewhat better.
I think I'd definitely help with that.
Yeah, that's very nice of you. She also points out that she has some alchemist fire and some smoke sticks, if that comes in useful. Since we're underground, she doesn't really want to use them since the smoke would be very uncomfortable, but it might be a good advantage. She also has some silk rope and some thieves' tools, so she can take care of, trapping stuff if necessary. Since you're going into a place that like people live in that isn't just a random cave. Horgus says, "Hey, if you can buy me a rapier, I can at the very least like stab things. I can use a rapier, good. I don't want to fight, but if I'm going with you, and you insist that I come with you, I at least want a rapier. Otherwise, he won't even come with you to that place."
What, to the exit?
Yeah, he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm not. Why should I go there? I know it's dangerous, and I can just stay in Neatholm, and I'm not useful."
I mean, if
Oh,
he wants to stay among the monger folk.
Until it's safe to go. Like he might just sit like a couple of feet away from the cave and all, holding onto your things safely.
I mean,
An extra pair of hands would be great, but I'm not sure. Would we have enough money to buy a rapier for a guy who's probably only a temporary party member?
I have I have a couple of things that can afford a rapier. They're not that expensive. I have a couple of platinum pieces on me. And if you wish to go alone without me, brave heroics, I do have this protective cloak. It might serve you better than it does me.
sounds good.
But I want it back once we're done here.
Not naturally.
So he offers up. So the most of what he has in his pockets is like expensive things that he could sell. And he has a cloak of resistance +1 if someone really wants it, but he wants it back.
I think the rapier plan is better, because then we can have an extra body and extra.
He can at least provide flanking, yes.
Attacks. Yeah.
Well, a rapier is 20 gold, normally.
He'll give you 2 platinum pieces to buy one for him.
Okay.
That works.
Go. No, well, I guess I can go shopping while
He will come with you, for he will judge which rapier is suited for his hands. Every time he gets one, he starts swishing it around.
Oof.
There we
Oh,
go.
that's better.
He's not terrible with it. Like, could be worse.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's not bad.
Pretty good.
His armor class is dead terrible, though.
Oh.
It's 9. Like
Oh,
when you
Jesus
see him
Christ.
attack, you can just tell that like he doesn't have any dexterity, like any agility for avoiding, so he just stands there for the most part, focusing very much on attacking over everything else.
Just like watching him swinging around like.
He leaves himself
"Ooh, he's in
extremely
trouble."
open with every strike. It's like his arm is like out, and you're like, I could just chop this with an axe 5 times before you're done stabbing.
Yikes.
Well, birds.
Suddenly, Bjorps.
Yikes.
I can't believe BK is birds.
The whole time I was birds. Run in fear of me. Tweet.
Anyway, that's where we leave off today with Horgus with a fine rapier. Some people want some help. I should just probably just write this out for you.
Osobną pizzę albo nie osobną pizzę.
Helping Ara Vashniel with spellbook. So that he can replenish his spells. So he's a bit where like I can use my spells without having to worry about losing them permanently.
Co to Kaspar za dużo dla mnie? Nie, to wiesz co, zjem jakieś zrazy czy coś.
No.
What's his name again? Milorn. It might be beneficial to transcribe Milorn's spellbook for him as well into this braille form he's trying to compose, because it would give him access to a couple more spells.
Yes.
Then there is Avenia.
Try to persuade Milon to do that.
Milord doesn't really want much. You'll have to convince him. Like, you'll have to persuade him to come along with you, because he's like, I'm not in a rush.
It's for the greater good. We could use all the help we can get in clearing the way out, and you really need fresh air, my friend.
You can
Clear
roll me
your
some
head
diplomacy
properly.
or intimidation if you're trying to be, like, punchy.
I'm diplomatic.
Realizing the fact that this guy's committed some bad deeds, you decide to lean in on that a little bit as you present your argument. Like, you could use some good karma. A couple of good deeds might get you further than... And he's like, you're right.
Yeah, you are in dire need of those good boy points.
Of those good boy points. So, Miloran joins the party.
Hooray.
That's not supposed to happen. Good job. Well, next up is going to be a straight-up dungeon. So that's nice.
Oh.
With some unapologetic bad guys. Kick him in the shins. Bam! Say bye to the stream.
Bye, stream.
My stream.